Good plays, bad plays. Catch you in the fall. OniviaLPLhighlights got them all. Every moment, every fight. OniviaLPLhighlights keep the fire alive.
Oh, who is going to be able to get the smite is the question, as Raptor is just walking on over, and we have a bit of biffo here towards the bottom side. Execute is being lit on fire. Teddy just turning and burning, looking for this one. The flash does come through, but Teddy, he's flashing over. He'll find the first blood, and Henna cannot do anything about it.
That's why I was saying fight, fight, fight. I know these two teams, and you might expect Execute ends up going in first as Yehu.
Yeah, is that spear missing, but the charge is going to come on through there as the swipe comes down. Raptor was slowed for a long time, gets the pounce just in the nick of time. Yeah, mid lane seems pretty neutral as well, so Raptor not feeling incredibly comfortable. Speaking of which, we've got Pleta with a grand entrance moving towards this bottom side. Henna taking the brunt of the damages. Now Raptor, what happened? There are so many bad guys here, and he is just going to get turned into mincemeat. That's going to be Sponge locking down the kill onto his opposite number, and they will be able to transfer that into the remaining...
Looking like it's that likely.
Yeah, he wants to be able to get over it. The curtains have been called, as Pleta taking a fair bit of damage. Spear will connect, but the Drake...
This character, weighs rather stationary.
Yeah, that's true. They need to sort of swap positions, right? If he was playing Tristana.
Oh.
I mean, Rocket Jump is actually, like...
It is.
It's
You're Goomba stomping on.
Exactly. We got a bit of a team fight coming up, so let's focus on that a little bit as the teleport does come on through. There's a flash head pulp to come down as well, but it is an absolute mess inside that pit, and it's clear that comes out on top. Closer is out of there, keeps himself alive. They lock down this last grub as the curtains are being called, but unfortunately they're not going to find their markers. Frog does manage to soak a bit of it. Execute will be turned into a stake though, and that is in the end a 1-for-1, I believe. But grub advantage Execution's going to look like in this game, then BNK is going to need to
Double TP.
Find something better as, double TP and...
it's Tristana.
It's Tristana, and they would never buy everyone, as we do have an Infernal Soul. Back-to-back Chemtex into Infernal. It's like least fun into most fun. As Clear going to have that one dodged. Arrow going to connect onto the Cassante as he was queuing there as well, and Teddy going to lock up the kill. Wow, they CC'd Cassante? That was very, very cool. Okay, Closer looking for an opportunity here, but it's going to be Pleta finding the grand entrance. And Yehu just says no.
Nicely done there, DRX. They know that BNK is looking for the cross.
Damage there as well.
It's gone.
Yeah, that's it. Like, what are they going to do?
You get the cross map, you get the turret. It's a good amount of gold being found, but if you just sit and poke, like, obviously Nidalee could, and there we go!
Okay, there is the Execute that we know and love. Is alright, Yehu gonna try and get him out of here, but he's already lit on fire. The arrow sails by, looks fantastic. Yehu just controlling the battlefield, though, as Sponge is protecting him so beautifully. And they tried to do it 3 versus 1, but he stays alive, he gets out, and even Pleta's going to survive here as the explosive charge. It isn't quite enough. And BNK, yes, they managed to take down the turret, but they're once again getting corralled. I think they know that this is a bad news story.
Oh, look at Frog.
Yeah.
It's the deep flank.
That's a very deep flank, and you can see this Sponge just keeping them interested. Teddy, he does have the barrier available. Frog isn't quite here yet either, is now Clear, dashes in, gets the all out, and wins the 1v1 at the end. Yehu's going to be able to find that one though, and now Frog with the Dominus setup. It is so messy, but I think DRX is going to be able to clean it up here. They had to sacrifice Teddy for it, but they will not leave anyone standing on the side of BNK.
Your front line, and even with the heroics of Clear, he ends up going down. And then the Crocodile was there, scarily approaching with his toy eyes lit.
Yeah.
And there's no way that you're ever getting out. And DRX, I agree with you, Atlas, in this game are just looking a whole lot better.
Woo! How'd you get? There he is. And he's the only one that died in the fight as well.
Look at him go!
He's like kills them all, and then he just dances about. Oh man, and then gets punished immediately. All right, well, that was sobering. Very, very well, but the spacing's really, really difficult into all of this possible engage. The problem is that there are too many threats on the side of DRX for BNK to deal with.
This is a must-win for BNK, Atlas. You can't give over Infernal.
Infernal Soul just massive. That's the snare though, and look at that, the kitchen sink just rains down from upstairs. The Spiraling Despair is named so perfectly here. And that's the jungler down. Clear now having to go in because they can't let this go through. But look at it. It's Teddy free firing the entire time. Closer tries to get it done, but the knockup is kind of beautiful here from Sponge. And Teddy A goes down to 100 health, but he gets the work done that he needs to. And now Henna, no frontline left standing. In fact, no one else on his team. And Yahoo is just chasing him down. He's going to miss that Q though. And Henna is allowed to walk away, but that is going to be the Infernal Soul.
Not running the risk of getting taken down, but what a win there from DRX.
And it is something that BNK cannot really deal with at this point in time. It's just feeling like too many fights that they've managed to win as in goes Sponge once again. Raptor's going to have to flash. The arrow was sailing through as well. Pleta finds the knockup, but maybe they've overstepped as Battle Dance gets Pleta out of there, but Sponge may not be as lucky. Does have the Crescent Guard available though as he dives on top of Closer. Dangerous here, but they do manage to trade it back in the end. Top laner for jungle. Baron on the map though. Certain possibility as Raptor's back up and available.
Renekton though.
I think he hasn't died yet on Renekton in the LCK.
Makes sense.
Which is pretty impressive. His execute just gets them into the pit together and they take the Baron. We'll get told again.
So we don't have to?
We don't have to, no. Justice for Pleta was last week.
It's the summer of support.
Trying to get him out of there though, so does at least spot out exactly where this cow is. Elder being tanked here by BNK. Is the arrow going to connect onto the Kazante? They just pile in on top as execute. He's just not there in time. And Clear, unfortunately, is just wiped from the rift. The flash forward from Frog keeps that KDA alive, my friend, and he absolutely will. DRX just roll over the team fight. They can get themselves an Elder if they want to, or they can just take a Nexus. It is entirely up to them.
And DRX take a commanding win here in the first game between these two. BNK just doesn't look at any point like they were able to play their game. Execute having a really rough one. Clear as well. That front line not feeling too tanky, but I gotta credit where credit is due. DRX, they look like a well-oiled machine here in game number one.
This is as Clear probably looking for a back timing, but wants to get this wave in a better spot than where it is right now. And Frog sets up that shield for himself, and oh dear, Clear just walked right into it. The flash does come out before he gets pounded into the wall, but he's Kazante. Flash forward does come in, and that is first blood going to Frog. I thought that maybe he was out, but he was not. DRX not denied.
Going.
There are too many people, making the hit 1993 movie reference of Free Willy. And I think Raptor really needs to all in for this one, but the boulder is going to connect. There's the Weaver's Wall to trap DRX in here. The Closer not actually going to use it, and it is going to be the Drake secured here by DRX. Seismic Shove goes wide as well. And BNK, I think they're just going to be backing away from this one. There's the flash, Solar Flare. There he goes once again, but Pleta this time is going to be punished in an instant. The Impale is decent from Frog, but there is zero follow-up. And they might be able to get a Kazante, but no, he just flashes out. DRX, you didn't have to do that. Oh dear, Yahoo, he's in trouble. There is the flash to get himself out of the way. Sponge diving on in. The Pulverize comes down as well. They may have bitten off more than they could chew, but it looked cool while they were doing it.
Did it?
I guess.
Did it, Atlas?
I mean, at the beginning.
No, these two teams, I don't think either of them is really going to out-set up the other. It's just going to have to be a fight.
Oh, Teddy going to have to immediately flash. Henna is just diving on top of him here, but Teddy wants it, and he'll find the solo bolo. Raptor also burning to death here as Pleta tanked up so much of this damage. Clear is going to execute him in the end, and the Void Seeker not going to find the mark. Teddy wanting to take down execute, but Frog's right there with that one. And Sponge, he gets to play his favorite champion, just turns into Talia and takes him down. I now get it. It's dawned on me. That's how he plays Talia. Huh. But I was saying that, this is what we were This is better than we were expecting out of DRX.
Well,
Opening video, if you remember.
It was a bad time. It was no good times were had. I just can't believe I'm in an LCK game where Sponge is...
Clear is going to spot him. Closer moving back in. Of course, we've got so many champions that can just be there at a moment's notice. Killer Instinct and Weaver's Wall on both sides of this fight. Sponge taking a bit of damage here as in goes Raptor. Pleta just knows exactly what's going on, though. They dive in on top of the jungler. He does get cease and desist off, but he's not able to take down Teddy. And it's a double for Yahoo to start off the fight. Teddy is smashed out of there, but Execute cannot get it done. Closer still doing a fair bit of work, but look at Frog. He is just a beast. And Teddy will now be able to get some damage. They're not able to get the dragon, though. That's a bit of a disaster. Finally, they do manage to get some of this work done as Closer gets over the wall and Teddy gets there with the Acathian Rain. That was way closer than it had any right to be. Right, so thinks that he can outrun. Yeah, okay. Kind of cute. It's completely like neither here nor there, but it was very funny as we've got another fight breaking out here. Nice stun. Gonna come down yet again, and Raptor just explodes. Henna now throws down the ultimate. He is burst firing, finding a few options, but they manage to take down Closer in amongst it, and Henna just cannot do enough. It's a triple kill for Teddy in the end, and finally, Yahoo decides that it's Henna's time to die. Henna is gonna back away from there, but this should be the Baron. A clean fight? No.
I love it.
I'm not gloating at all after this one. This is not what my prediction meant. My prediction meant it's going to be 3 games of, I don't know, and then someone wins. And so, I don't think anyone's going to be out DPSing this Isa in this game.
After last spring, I think it's important to remember how rough that was for this DRX roster.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a really big moment. Getting a win this size.
Whoa. Well, BNK might be able to do some damage here to Frog, who impales a couple of people and will then eventually die. This will be a sacrifice of an inhibitor turret, I believe, but maybe it won't, because now BNK are in a good position to rotate down. They are going to do so immediately.
Finding the angle. Oh, they're looking for the exit. 25 seconds still. Frog is back.
Okay.
And Gale isn't here.
Yeah, Execute moving down. Pleta finds a Zenith Blade. Immediately he's looking to try and get out of there, as now, speaking of getting out of there, Sponge is going to do the same thing, but they just dogpile him. They jump right on top, and they're able to take down the Viego. And DRX kind of routed, though, as they get out of the brush. Frog teleporting in, 50% health on this dragon. BNK got to pull the trigger at some point. Let's see who locks this one down. It is going to be the secured by Raptor. So no soul to come in. The Rock's playing a huge part, but the seismic shove doesn't hit the mark. The all-out comes in. They manage to get rid of Pleta, and now DRX are trying to bail out of the situation. They get the crash though, and Raptor goes down as well. The Void Seeker comes through. Teddy, remember, he's 706, he's massive, but he dives on in. Execute's going to be taken down. It's raining a Cathian on top of the cow. The Viego's going to fall as well, and Klee, you thought you were a tank? Not to this Kai'Sa, my friend. And Henna, he's just going to have to back away as well. The Void Seeker comes in, no Killer Instinct, but Frog, he just, picks him up with that E ability that should be an R. And he's just going to throw him against the wall. Pleta is just going to say no to anyone turning up. Yeah,
it's gone.
Before it's even up, it is down. And Execute might be able to start some sort of fight here, but the Baron is not on the cards anymore. That's going to be Hextech Soul going over to DRX. It feels a bit late, like 10 minutes late, but they are still able to do so. Turret now going to be their prize. They'll be able to get it here. I mean, they look at it and it dies.
Yeah, Fat Tristana here.
All right, there's a headbutt pole onto Pleta. He doesn't take damage. He still doesn't take damage. He has to flash, because that's when the Eclipse and the Aftershock wear off.
Hey, he flashed, but still not taking a lot of damage.
Yep, Frog does not wanting to get there in seconds, and the rest of BNK are in the area. Extendo Beam doing some work here as Execute does throw down the ulti. There's the Impale, but it's onto the cow. Not exactly the priority target. As Sponge gets out of the pit. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but they managed to take down the biggest tank. And Teddy, he still wants to be able to get in there. There's the Killer Instinct, goes golden, manages to avoid the seismic shove, but now he's in a really awkward spot. He needs to be the one to carry this, and Henna, it's gonna go down. Teddy! He just wipes BNK off the map! And that was almost a disaster. Yeah, who's just gonna win the game? I think he would have won the game anyway, but that's the 2-0 for DRX, and such an important game for them up against BNK FearX.